good day, friends. Sometimes Ryan just makes it difficult for me to focus on work. Check out what I have in. Let's check it out. The all-new Darton Sequel 33 ST2. So let's get into this. All right, good day, friends. It is a pleasure to be bringing you another bow review. This one is going to be the Darton Sequel 33 ST squared. And this one happens to be in Bottomlands camo. It is a good-looking bow. Now I have it outfitted with a Trinity rest by Hamsky, and I have a Spot Hog. This is the Fast Eddie XL, and I have an UltraView scope on it. It was a setup I used from TAC last year. A little bit about this bow. It's 33 3/16 axle to axle. So you get 33 3/16, you get 6 3/8 brace height, and it's going to produce speeds around 336 feet per second with the regular mod on it, and around 343 feet per second with the speed mod on it and 75% let-off module. Now these come with two different modules. This comes with the bow. You don't have to go to your dealer and get anything extra. So this module for the 85% let-off and the larger one for the 75% and the speed mod all come with the bow that you purchase. So nothing you have to go back to the dealer for. This is pretty much the same exact bow. If you shot a Sequel last year, same exact bow that it was last year. Couple different changes. And the first is the speed mod. Second are these yoke tuners. This is for adjusting the timing on your bow, on your cam rather. There's a lock screw on the other side of this, and then once you loosen that up, you can twist this and let your timing in and out. The other thing is you can change your limb deflections from this bolt. You can tighten it down, and it'll press that limb and change the angle of your cam without having to change your limb pocket angles or anything, or screw anything in and out on the cam. They do have a shim system that you can see is color coded, and it's in the instructions on how to set those up for a right-handed or left-handed shooter. Anyway, so the first impression of this is a good-looking bow. It looks really good in this Bottomlands camo. Ryan, if you're watching this, you're probably not going to get this bow back, just to be a little bit honest with you. But I'm really digging it. I'm looking forward to seeing what. I'm not sure who's going to be coming and shooting for me as a guest. I'm 11 weeks out from post-shoulder surgery, so I'm going to have somebody come in, shoot the bow for me, and give me some feedback, and hopefully somebody has a small frame of reference for different bows, and they can just tell you what they're feeling and not really base it off anything else they've shot before. So, I'm
going to shoot it again. So I'm glad I drew it again. It's way smoother than I thought through the whole draw cycle. I thought I felt a little hump at first when I started drawing it back the first time, but I'm impressed with the draw cycle. It's a little jumpy, but nothing that I don't think a stabilizer wouldn't dampen down, just a little more weight maybe. But overall vibration, aside from the little jump, I think it's very smooth in the draw. The shot cycle is smooth. There's not a lot of vibration.
What'd you think of the grip?
Grip's okay. I like riser grips. I always have. I don't mind the grip at all. I settled in. It felt very comfortable initially, so I liked it. Let me shoot one more. I like it. I think it shoots. It's a good shooting bow. It doesn't. I know we're outside. Doesn't sound super loud. I think that's because the low vibration, you know, and it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it more than I thought I would.
All right, Jeff is our second test shooter. Shoot it. Take your first shot and give us some feedback.
He's got an arrow on there.
smooth. I don't feel a lot of stacking, which is really nice. Touch vibration, I agree with Corey with that one. Really, really dead in the hands. I'm impressed with it, actually. The grip, I like that more narrow grip. For whatever reason, my fingertips just fall in line with that crease that they put in, that they machined into the front.
The Darton shooters call that the lifeline.
The lifeline?
Yeah.
That's really comfortable comparative to my Bowtech. I don't know about how jumpy it feels. I was trying to look for it.
Sometimes jumpy can be determined by your grip. So if you use more front fingers than Corey does,
I'm pushing pretty hard too. So
yeah, so Corey may feel more jump than you because you may be holding the bow more.
And it doesn't feel like, balance wise, it just wants to hold straight up instead of that. You know, some bows that want to tip over or fall back. I think right out of the.
Pretty remarkable because that's pretty heavy front sight.
Yeah, I know that's bow specific too, but it just feels dialed in right out of the box.
it is a touch short for Jeff too.
Yeah, it's a touch short, but it feels great though.
I'm gonna shoot one more too.
Oh no!
And I know we're outside, like Corey was saying, but this thing is dead quiet.
I've definitely heard worse. You know, standing off to the side filming somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard worse, a lot worse. It sounds really nice, to be honest.
There's nothing for it to echo off of. I mean, we're outside, you know, but
there's no residual vibration or like rattling.
It's not a deep thud.
Yeah, this thing's sick. Absolutely sick.
All right, fellas, so let's run down the conclusion real quick. First impressions were pretty favorable. We played with it for about another 20 minutes after y'all shot the initial impression. Where are you at with it?
Draw cycle was great. The shot itself, like I said, a little jumpy at the back, you know, right at the release for me. Not a ton of vibration, but maybe a touch of string twang. We kind of talked through. Maybe that's what Jeff was feeling. But back wall, it settles in very nice when you draw it back, but there is a little sponginess to it. It does give a little bit, and that's kind of just me trying to find something that I didn't like. So I didn't even notice it the first time. That's why I said I wanted to shoot it again, and that's when I noticed it because I didn't check the first time. But overall, I think it shoots great. I really enjoyed shooting it. I'm a fan. I haven't picked up a Darton bow since 2003, I think. So, so it was refreshing to see that Darton's putting out some quality modern products. So,
yeah, I agree with Corey. I noticed that it was very dead in the hands. Once I took a few shots, it allowed me to really start trying to nitpick. And with this bow, you really have to try to nitpick because it's that well of a shooter. We noticed how excessively quiet it is, which is a huge bonus. Very well balanced for me, especially with the grip angle that Darton has and everything like that. And then, what were you calling it? The Darton Lifeline?
Yeah, the lifeline on the front of the riser.
So I really appreciated that. I felt like my fingertips just tucked in there real nice and gave me a really good grip on the bow. A little bit of sponginess on the back end, just a touch. You really got to be looking for it to really notice it. But other than that, I think it was outstanding shooter. Definitely a contender. Might be picking one up this season.
I really like the sequel series from Darton. I had a friend of mine. He's a relatively new shooter, and he was pushing me on some tournaments last year with it. He was really consistent, really good with it. And then I shot the 33. It was the previous version of this at the shop last year. And all the same things you guys said. I love the way it drew, the way it holds. It held real well for me. I'm an index guy, so I don't worry about a really hard back wall. It's got a firm back wall, so it holds well to me. And I can hold it on target really well. So like when I did my test, I was shooting off the string for groups, 20 yards. And I was shooting groups. I think the only bow I tested last year that shot better groups without peep in it, just a bare bones setup, and it was I think it was the lift when it first came out. And part of that's just I'm very familiar with Matthews, having shot him for so long, shot him in a tournament. And the Dartons really impressed me last year. Now you got the new tuning feature, so you can change your limb deflection from the limb pocket.
Yep.
You can change your cam timing from your yoke. And if I don't know if you guys noticed in the middle of the shelf, there's a center shot line.
I did notice
It
that.
lines up with the lifeline on the front of the riser. So, I mean, that's for a guy that's going to set up a bow, it's nice to have that frame of reference when you're if you don't have like a micro tune rest.
Sure.
You can just set a rest in place, and you're pretty much close to it already. Other than that, a little bitty you can nitpick this bow if you want to. Maybe the hydro dip's a little bit off. Not as clean as the Bottomlands is on some other bows, but it's not a thing that matters to me, because the first thing that matters to me is how does it draw and how does it hold, because what's going to kill deer is accuracy, and I look at it as more of a tool. So some people look at it differently, but it's a great looking bow. I just noticed there's some overlap down at the bottom, and I put it around the top on the hydro dip. Other than that, and I'd get this thing like 8.5, 9 stars out of 10 or whatever the rating system you want to use.
Yeah, go ahead.
I agree. And just like you mentioned with all the tuning features, we were just sharing stories about how we fallen down mountains and messed up some bows in the field. I think with all these tuning features lets us get back to camp and not need a bow press to get it back shooting bullet holes and then get back out in the field. I think that's a huge benefit to it.
Like I said, I haven't messed with it at all, but I think the way the limb pocket's made with those, with a single bolt that you turn down and increase the deflection on that limb, then I think there's got to be some guys that put the same feature in both of them and get some different performance out of it.
Get it tuned, micro tuned in.
Like
yeah.
we used to do with the old bows when you put the plastic shims.
Shim them
behind
in.
there.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Pick up an extra couple pounds, give you a couple feet per second.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this thing, I think they're going to sell a lot of these. They were one of the fastest growing companies last year, and I think it's going to continue this year because I think it's a fantastic product.
I hope they sell a lot of them because, like I said, I hadn't thought twice about a Darton bow in years, and when you said we could shoot it today, I was excited to come over and try it out, and I was not let down. I would put that up there with any of the other flagship bows.
Oh, yeah.
So,
absolutely. Any last parting words?
No, thanks for inviting us out and including us in it.
Soon.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
I'll hit you guys up for the next one.
Cool.
All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this review over the Sequel 33 by Darton. It is a fantastic bow. It looks great. 33 inches axle to axle, 6 3/8 inch brace height. So it's going to balance out really well for you. Should be a pleasure to shoot once my shoulder's fixed. But if you're interested in one of these, go down to Eastern Outfitters in Jacksonville, see Ryan, tell him I sent you, please. And he'll be glad to set you up, let you take a test drive with it, and answer any questions you may have. Those guys, Ryan and Ryan at Eastern Outfitters are great ambassadors to our sport, and we couldn't do this without them. And you won't go wrong if you're interested in going in and looking at a Darton. You should look at all the bows, shoot them all, compare them all. But I think if you test drive this Darton, you can be very happy with the product you get. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it. Good luck. God bless. Stay safe. Happy hunting. And as always, buy American, buy local.